Hey guys, Peter here from the Hidden Online Living YouTube channel, and here in this video we are going to be taking a look at a new product called Kash Kow from Fulton. So keep watching all the way through till the end of the video, and I'm going to give a brief overview of the sales page, and I'm quickly going to show you through the members area and show you some of the products and features. And I'm also going to explain my reasons as to why you should probably stay away from this software and not look into it at all if you're really serious with wanting to start an online business. So before we get into this review, if you do find content like this here to be helpful, make sure to drop a like on the video, also subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also feel free to share the video. Also, if you are looking for an honest and genuine way to get started on your own online journey and you want to figure out the steps in which to do so, make sure to check out the link below in the description to find out more. Right, so we're quickly just going to get into it. So we're quickly just going to have a look over the sales page, and then I'm not going to hang around too long, and we're just going to jump into the members area, and we're quickly going to break down the product and show the product's features and so forth. So as you hear on the sales page, a lot of these products here now always tend to say the same type of thing at the start. New push button app lets you unlock access to 1 billion hungry buyers passive income. Don't believe that for a second. That's literally just kind of trying to trigger an emotional reaction from you thinking that this is actually going to work. It actually doesn't. This isn't a new button app. There's loads of these type of platforms out there that do similar things, and a lot of them don't really work either. So don't be fooled by this for even for a second. So again, you can scroll through the pages here. You can have a look. Again, don't be thinking too much about the likes of these payment proofs. This here, like I always mentioned in my other videos, these here can be very easily manipulated, and these sales aren't directly from this platform. Even though it says it is, it's not. It can be very easily changed out. So you have the product creators. Again, a lot of these sales pages just kind of really they just go through the motions, pretty much just showing you and telling you pretty much what you want to hear, so that you can make a choice or react to a certain situation. So as you come down here, you see a lot of really well-known high-end marketers, even YouTubers, and these guys here are not associated with this software at all. All this product is doing is leveraging these guys' names in order to try and gain more traction so that people will buy, because if people see well-known faces, it will make people believe, especially beginners, to be like, oh, I recognize this guy. They'll be thinking to themselves, oh, that this software must be legit, but it's not. They're just using that just to build off the traction of these guys' names. So it's just something to really be aware of, and pretty much the rest of the sales page pretty much explains everything about the platform. Again, you can have a look at it. It's totally up to yourself and see what you think, but it's definitely, a lot of it is very, very similar to other products. So if you look, for example, I've also done previous reviews on other products. I actually done one a couple of weeks ago on one called Profitorial, and if you look at the layout of the sales page, it's almost identical. There's actually no difference in it whatsoever. So a lot of these type of products are kind of just rinse and repeat. They're literally just copy and pasted, and everything's just pretty much the same. So again, if you go through the Profitorial sales page, you can see it's very, very similar. Even another product by the same vendor that I've also done another review on as well not too long ago, called Prequel, and essentially a lot of these sales pages, they offer up the same kind of concepts, but they don't really promise really or deliver on what they actually promise. So you really do have to kind of just take it with a pinch of salt and just to have a bit of caution around these type of products. Again, if you want to find out more about these other products as well and my explanations of them, I'll leave links in the description so that you can go and check them out. Again, you will get an idea of what I mean by that. So we're quickly going to just jump into the dashboard of the platform. So as you can see here, once you're in the members area, again, you have access to a couple of different tabs that allows you to literally set up your accounts. So essentially what this platform actually does is it allows you to build the likes of bridge pages where you can capture email leads, and the main traffic source that it actually uses is Instagram in order to gain that traction. So I've tried to have a wee bit of a play around with it, and now this is only like a review account, so you won't have all the features in it. They will probably update it as and when the product is actually launched, but for the moment, as I scroll through a lot of these tabs, you can't have access to anything at the minute. What it actually requires you to actually do is you actually have to sign in with your Instagram account and username and log in to be able to use this software. So again, if you go through all these other tabs, again, you can't actually use anything. So it shows here like with autopilot, but that's autopilot traffic, but there is no autopilot traffic. You still actually have to go through the process of sending messages out to people and directly DMing people on Instagram in order to gain any traction. So essentially what this is going to be doing is it's going to be using kind of methods where you're going to be seen to be spamming people, just constantly sending messages, which is something you don't want to do, because that will actually get your Instagram account banned. Because Instagram, if you're direct messaging or putting posts up every day, you only can really put up to maybe three posts per day, and anything above that Instagram considers it as spam. It's a very highly unlikely possibility that you will get your account banned or terminated altogether, which is something you don't want to do. So again, now I'm not going to sign in with anything on this here because I won't be using this. But for someone coming in here, they cannot use the software until they've actually logged in. So when you come into this here, there's nothing here that's actually usable to you. You actually have to sign in with your Instagram account to be able to use anything here. And if you don't sign in, you cannot use it, period. So quickly show you an example of this. This is actually a demo video from the product vendors page that shows you how you can use the software. But straight away there's alarm bells ringing, because when you look at the layout of this piece of software, you look at the tabs and the options that are available, but yet you see this demo here. Look at these links. They're nothing alike. There's none of these links that are here that are actually on this training that they actually show you. They're completely different. Like here it actually shows you through a site, and if you go through the video it shows you what you can actually create. So it allows you to create landing pages. Now they look fancy and they do work. If you can get them to work, they would actually be able, you would be able to capture email leads. But like I mentioned, like when you go back to the options, there's none of this stuff here. How can you actually use it? It's like it's a completely different product, what they're actually showing you. So essentially this is what it's supposed to be able to do when you do get access, is that you're supposed to be able to edit and automate your landing pages so that you can capture email leads. But the thing is, this piece of software like this here, there is actually better software out there that can do that. If you have a landing page builder, like if you use like Thrive Themes or Thrive Architect or Elementor or even ClickFunnels, you'll be able to do all this anyway. You won't need a software like this, and most of you out there probably already have a lot of those pieces of software, so you'll be able to do all that without something like this here. Also, one thing I want to just make note of as well is with a lot of these types of software, especially when you look back at the likes of other platforms, like this Profitorial was literally only released only a couple of weeks ago, and Prequel was only released a few weeks before that. So there's only between like literally about a month and a half, 2 months between all these three products, all by the same vendor. So you actually have to ask yourself the question, if a product vendor is releasing so many of these products in such a short space of time, how are they going to maintain this? How is this going to be even possible to be able to be used long term? There is no real way of knowing. There's no guarantees. It's something to just be aware of, because 6 months from now, something like this here, if you do happen to actually get this to work, there's no guarantees that this will actually be even feasible. You may not even be able to log into your account. A lot of these platforms, after a certain period of time, they lose their support because they can move on to another product. The reason why you would actually be better off with other products like the Thrive Themes or all those other ones, and you pay a monthly subscription or an annual yearly subscription. The reason why you would do that is because they're always updating the products every month, and as long as you remember, they're always going to email you and tell you what's actually available, what they're changing, so that you can be ready to update things as and when you need to. With the likes of products like this here, there's no guarantees that that's actually going to happen. And as you can see from like this here demo, it looks like it's a completely different software compared to what's actually here or what you're actually going to get if you buy into it. So there's no guarantees that it's actually you're going to be able to get it to work. So as a previous example, this is a review that I've actually done a couple of weeks back for the last product, Profitorial, from the same vendor, and just look at the comments. The product does work, but nobody can actually use it to actually build a business. Nobody can actually use it to actually make money, and people have been trying to get refunds, and their queries have either been just misplaced or just ignored completely. And people are constantly, I've been getting lots of messages myself asking, why is this not working, why is this? And it's just a simple fact. A lot of these products are simple cash grabs that they do actually work, don't get me wrong, they do exactly what they say they're going to do, but they're not legitimate in a way that they're actually going to be able to help you build a business long term. And what they offer is, they say they always offer something quick that's going to literally make you money overnight, that's actually going to you can set it up once, set it and get it and walk away, and that you're going to make millions overnight. It's not going to happen. That does not exist. the only way that you can make money is to build a long-term sustainable business. You need to build a brand. If you're building a website, then you need to actually build a website. If you're building a YouTube channel, you need to actually build a YouTube channel, and you need to show up every day, keep creating videos, keep creating content. You need to build a brand. You need to reach out to people. You need to build trust. You can't do that with something like this. And as you can see here, like, unless you sign in with your account, you can't actually use the software anyway. And even if you do sign in, there's no guarantees if your data is going to be safe with the platform or whether it's going to be reused somewhere else. We don't know that. So it's just something to be aware of. Yes, if you do sign in, there is a potential that it will unlock those other features and you can get these things to work. But again, can you really make a sustainable long-term business out of this? In my opinion, no. So again, all you have to do is just look at some of the other reviews like I mentioned on my channel. I'll leave links to these videos down in the description so that you can check them out and see for yourself. And you'll be able to understand why and have a better idea as to why products like these here will not be sustainable for you long term. You'll only end up wasting a lot of time and you will waste a lot of your money. So the same can be said here for the likes of the OTOs and the upgrades. This is pretty much a very similar affair to a lot of these products. The front end is always usually very cheap to buy in, so it's a one-time offer. But again, like I said, if it's a one-time fee, a lot of the times you have to ask yourself the question, is this actually going to be maintained long term? And the chances are it won't be. There's a reason why, like I said, you're paying monthly subscriptions like $20, $30, $50 a month for certain subscriptions for other products or services, because they're constantly maintaining them. Something like this here, probably not going to do that. It might do it for a little while, but then eventually it'll stop, because they'll release another platform or another piece of software and you'll lose everything you spent months trying to build. You'll end up losing it. And with the likes of these OTOs, again, these will be here unlimited traffic. They will be unlocking certain other features, done for you services, done for you systems, and then eventually you'll be able to resell the product as your own. But there's still no guarantee that you're going to make any money. So it's really just something that you really should be aware of, in all fairness. And like I mentioned, if you do happen to get this to work, you could be able to get the tools working, but whether you're going to be able to use it long term, I think you wouldn't. It would be highly unlikely that you would be able to. So I would definitely just be cautious when you're looking into products like these. And I would definitely highly recommend, by all means you can have a look at it and see what you think, but I highly recommend that you would be better off maybe stay away from this and look elsewhere and look for other ways in order to really build your business and just get started. And if you are wanting to spend money, which a lot of us usually are, we very easy to see the typical shiny object where we just want to spend. We look at something we think is going to give us what we want, but chances are it more than likely won't, and then you're left with no money and nothing to show for it. Whereas at least if you put your money into something that is more legitimate and sustainable, you will eventually start to see results over time, as long as you're willing to put the work in. Again, what I'll do is I'll leave a couple of links to some other helpful videos that I have on my channel showing you some other tools and features that you can literally get started with online that won't cost you too much, or even for free, to literally help you get started, and it'll give you some ideas of what is possible online, so you can check them out as well. So I hope you find this review to be helpful, and I really do hope that it's given you some idea and clarity around products like these here and why it should be best avoided if at all possible, why you can understand why it may not be able to be sustainable to actually build a long-term business with this. So if you have found this review to be helpful, make sure to leave a like, also subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also feel free to share the video. Also, if you are looking for an honest and genuine way to get started on your own online journey and you do want to figure out the steps in which to do so, make sure to check out the link below in the description to find out more. And as always, I will see you in the next one.